Hello, everybody.
Good morning.
Hey guys, good morning. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happiest of Fridays.
Yeah, sorry it took a minute. We were waiting for Farmer Michelle. She's trying to connect right now, but she should be in very soon. So we decided to just get started in the meantime. Let's see. Let's give her a second while we say hi to our guys here in Discord, uh, guys and girls. So, who's there? The captain I see, Basinga. Hey guys, Edie Lugs, Lonely Island. I missed a couple of this. We had a holiday here last week, and I was sick the week before. So uh, I'm sorry that you missed my beautiful voice for a couple weeks. I'm hoping that these guys did a good job.
Let's hear what the people say.
Let's see, one of Gent, of course. Who else is there? Oxy, O Town, Ultimate Acid. Welcome, guys. Uh, I see that Vulcan, you're being asked to price the NFTs.
That's right.
Why don't you price the NFTs, man? What the hell?
Yeah. Oh man. Not my not my spot.
No, that's not his job. Let's see. Hey, Deluxe. Yes, in the house. Sorry, I missed a couple of these. But I'm here now. Before the end of the year, so we've been working hard in a bunch of different areas. You probably heard from the team for the last couple of weeks. There's a lot of movement on new features and guilds. Of course, we have a really strong live ops team now, so we have competitions going out. I think with fewer and fewer problems, more uh, safe updates every week. The odd error here and there, but we're human too. Let's see, is Michelle still not able to come in? Okay, so she's coming in soon. I saw that she was asked, "What browser are you using?" And she said Edge. I'm like, "What?
He's
Like,
using Edge.
not even Bill Gates uses Edge. Well, what the hell?" Maybe that's the issue, but it will be
Let's
solved
make
very
fun of
soon.
her.
Yeah, let's make fun of her for now.
Blow up
Let's
that Discord.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so I'll get started in the meantime. Welcome, everybody. Today is December 15th, 2023. Welcome to the town hall. We've been doing this weekly town hall since July last year, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll check on a couple weeks what's going on with everyone. Hopefully, answer a lot of questions. If you have live questions when we talk about live questions, please mention them. Although Farmer Michelle does have a form, and we go through the questions each week to see what we can and cannot talk about, share news, and so on. So before I move on, remember to like and subscribe on the YouTubes, and share the video with your friends. There's a link, or there's gonna be a link in the description, right? To play the game. Okay, so Boltro, like and subscribe. Yes, please. If I don't say like and subscribe at least 3 times, I get a hammer to the head from the person behind the curtain. We had in other words, ahead of the game yesterday. I think there was a little leak from us there. I could be wrong. We were asked for some assets. I don't know if they talked about it, but we sure will cover it very soon. Let's see what's going on in Discord. In the meantime, Christmas your way, Christmas cheer. One Jen talking about pizza, of course. What is the ideal type of pizza during the holiday season? Ah, I don't know, man. That's a hard one. I mean, pizza is not very festive, I guess. Okay, let's get started with some info. So, as you know, the music token called Music was launched last week. That's a very big deal for Gala. I'm posting a Medium post on that. Let's make some music on the Discord. So please check that out. It's very interesting what they're doing. This is, of course, a completely different team, but we're all Gala. As you know, we're hoping to eventually do some sort of synergy work between what they have and what we have. We've discussed that a little bit before, but the launch of the token is a really cool thing. I see, I see RAH posting a meme making fun of Farmer Mitch. That's really good. Uh, let's see. So yeah, so the music token has launched. Please check that out. Check the website. Check the Medium post. There's a lot of cool things there, and yeah, there's a lot of interesting things going on. Not only in games, you know that we've launched a couple games that you should check out. We discussed one of them, or the team discussed one of them last week. But also music launch. Film is doing a bunch of stuff. So everything in Gala is moving ahead in a really cool way. Then for the light paper, I checked that out yesterday with the team. You know, I was out for a little bit. I was sick, but I came back. And we have a light paper that is in review by both Bitbender and Legal. So what I'm going to do is we're still missing some hardcore numbers on it. But we're going to share the roadmap, the estimated dates for delivering of the different features, a general outtake on how things will work. So my plan is not to wait until we have every single finalized number, which could take a long time. What we're gonna do is release the light paper in versions. So we're gonna release version, 0.1 or 0.5 now, and then add more information when we have it, release a second iteration after going to legal, and so on. And those things we're hoping not to change anything at all. Like everything that we're saying will be delivered. You know what we're working on. We're working on guilds, we're working on hero NFTs, daily challenges. So all of those things have not changed. They're exactly what we're working on. We have Mr. Fulcrum there working his engineering team forward in every single part of that roadmap. So yeah, I'm hoping to get that first iteration out before the break, but it could take a little longer. But we'll see. Then rewards. Wait, I'm hearing that Farmer Michelle is here.
Can you guys hear me?
Woo!
Whoa!
Yeah.
Okay,
Hey.
good. Jeez,
We're
these
making
technical
fun of
problems
you.
sometimes.
Is it true that you were using Edge?
Yeah, I use Edge browser for everything.
What? Are you a Microsoft employee? No, right? You work for
That's
Gala.
brave.
I don't know. Edge is what came with my computer, so that's what I use for everything.
Okay. So let's see. I was just about to talk about rewards. So are there any updates regarding rewards this week?
Yeah, last week was the Rocking Horse event. Those rewards went out just a couple days ago, I believe. So that's all set. Everything should be all caught up. I think we got all the other Zeely rewards that were still pending sent out. So everybody should have everything that they were missing. Everything should be good.
Okay, so rewards should be up to date, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
Got it. We have a competition closing today, and so we're trying to move forward with our plan to have rewards as soon as possible out. So we have, I think we're shortening that time week by week, so that's good. Hey, Mr. Lugs, I see you say we really don't have to be so loud. Am I being loud?
I don't think so.
Sound alright to me.
Yeah, I don't think so. I might be yelling. I tend to be the one who's yelling.
No, you sound good.
All right.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so with rewards out of the way and up to date, which is awesome, Mr. Ninja Surprise, what do you have to tell us about social media?
Yeah, we actually had that marketing video I was telling you guys all about moving into the final production. So super excited to see that coming along. We have some pretty exciting stuff planned for the holidays as well that we're getting in order. I'm going to have some more details about that. So, check out our Twitter or X page and follow along, and you'll definitely see like what I'm talking about coming soon. And we also have a new Zeely quest as well. This is to show off your favorite Common Ground World NFTs. So I'll be posting the link for that as well if you guys want to check that out and participate. And that's all I got.
Okay, so we have a video coming up soon. Different parts of Gala were working on that and other promotional material. Um, and our team has added to that all thanks to Ninja Surprise. So I just wanted to ask before we move on from the headlines, have you guys been liking the art lately? Because we have a different revamped art team for a couple months now. So whenever you can, like if you think that they're doing good, bad, or right, or we should change them completely, let me know. I can give them your feedback. I think that they've been doing great, really beautiful art, but I want to hear what you guys think.
Hmm.
So let's move on and see if we can get some comments for the art team throughout this call. Well, it's Christmas time, right? So before we move on to game updates and something as far as that, I just wanted to know what everyone is hoping for Christmas. That's coming up in what 10 days.
Hmm.
So, Fulcrum, what did you ask Santa for?
Oh man, I want. It doesn't sound too exciting, but I want a weighted, like a 25-pound blanket for when I sleep.
Is that is that
It's
an
a
actual
thing.
thing? Weighted
Yeah, yeah.
blanket?
They put like glass beads or something in it, so you have to be careful when you wash it. But
They're
yeah,
really, really
it,
nice.
Okay, that sounds like asking for socks. Like a very old man kind of request.
well, I mean, I'd like a Fujifilm X-T5, but that's the camera
Oh,
Fujifilm.
okay.
Yeah, but
Oh,
the
yeah, I didn't
blanket
know.
is what I really.
I didn't know you were into photography too. Okay, that's cool. Ninja Surprise. What did you ask for?
I just want my crypto bags to go up and see lots of green candles in 2024.
Don't
So
we
basically, I just
all?
want to make a lot of money. That's
That's
what we want.
that'd be
Yeah.
good.
Okay, that's good too. A
What
bunch of
What do you want?
NFTs, I
What
guess.
do you want, Masashi?
I'm a gamer, so probably I haven't played God of War, the latest one, so probably
Mm.
that or something like that. Uh, Even though I don't have time, I have a little kid, so if I play, it's like at 11 p.m. for half an hour, twice a week or something. So no time between everything I'm doing for Common Ground and the kid. But I would love to play more games. Uh, Farmer Michelle, you're the last one.
Oh man, I think what I want this year for Christmas is new seat covers for my car because I tend to spill coffee in my car a lot because I drink way too much coffee, and for some reason I spill it all the time. So my seats they're khaki colored and they've got coffee stains all over them. It's kind of
Well,
embarrassing when people get in my car and there's coffee stains everywhere.
I
Some
mean,
like
you could ask
fluffy
for better
ones.
mugs, right?
Yeah, I could, but I usually just go to like
Like,
Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts.
oh, I see.
Or
Okay,
like some
cool.
really
So,
like fluffy seat covers would be nice.
I
Maybe bright
imagine
pink.
some pimp like
Yes.
covers now. You're saying
Yep.
with like fluffy dice on top and all
Exactly.
that.
Yep. I've got a pair of fluffy
Okay,
dice actually, but they're blue. So if I got pink seat covers, I'd have to get pink fluffy dice.
that makes sense. Okay, so Mr. Vulcan, why don't we move on to game updates? And
All right.
in the meantime, maybe people are listening to this can tell us what they want for Christmas. We have a couple things coming up that we'll talk about soon. You probably saw already. I know that you guys can see the chain, and I think there was a sale that went up a little earlier than expected. But tell us what you want for Christmas. in the meantime. Mr. Brooklyn, take it away.
All right. Yeah, we've got. Well, let's do fixes second. People like features too. So yeah, so our art, obviously, we want to know what you think about it. Our art team is awesome, and some of the art plus data changes. We do the normal thing every week. There's tons and tons of revisions to the data. Some of that stuff hasn't been announced yet, so I don't want to Tom Holland's it here. But panning site, copper update. For example, some of the tones needed to be a little darker, and a ton of other things like Z fighting and fixes like that on some of the things. There were also some funny fixes on. Oh, sorry, I'm jumping ahead to fixes. We'll just keep going. So there was some Z fighting, which if you don't know what that is, it's kind of like when two objects are at exactly the same height, their textures will kind of look like messed up. And
It looks like sorry, sea fighting is when you see like a what's the name, like well, essentially fighting, right? You see two textures going back and forth, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It looks really, really bad.
Yeah. So they fixed some more of those. There were some funny things, like some of the units were holding their craft items sideways. So fix some of that. There were some all the wizard buildings needed fixed. Those got fixed, the sizes. And there were just a ton of other art fixes. We did some fixes too to the game logic. There was a storage buff that wasn't being removed properly. That's been fixed. And there was a I'm sure some players liked this, but it's been fixed, so don't cry too much. But things like the power plant, steel mill, nuclear power, things like that, some of those were still active, even when the pond was deleted that was running the water pump. So that's been fixed. We have I know some of you've noticed, we have a thing in there that's an NFT watch. So let's say you're playing the game and you transfer your NFT to your friend, which is normal and nothing wrong with that. But you forgot, oh no, that NFT is still in my town. Don't worry, we'll remove it out of your town for you. That's been in there for months and months, right? But there was a bug where some of the effects would be left behind when that happens. We fixed that. And there was a bug when you're removing the first building, when you first load the game and you pick a building and remove it. There was some minor bugs there. And there were a couple unfair boosts that some people were getting, and those have been fixed. So if you were doing something that you know was a little shady, no pun intended, that's been fixed. And yeah, so that's for the fixes. As for features, we've got, of course, the upcoming art stuff. Let me talk real quick about anti-cheating. We don't advertise how we do it, right? Because that wouldn't be in the best interest of the game. We're not going to tell you how we catch the cheaters, but there's significant tech behind it. And please reach out to me or Michelle or anybody. When you have good reason to think somebody's cheating, just call it out, and it's real easy for us to look. So this week there was somebody that was their score was jumping a little more than some players thought it should have been. So we looked into that, and we improved some of our town analysis. I don't know if y'all know this, but we can look at like everything you do in your town, like even after the competition, right? We can see all your activity. So we increase some of the reports around that. We even increase some of the scrutiny we can do. But don't worry, it will not affect FPS. It won't affect network. So it should be an invisible fix for y'all.
Well, you mentioned that we're in a anti-cheating campaign. Of course, cheating is not rampant here like it was in the previous version, right? In Legacy, in terms of Legacy. But we do have some people trying to game the system outside of our control, right? So we're seeing how we can prevent that for good. Now we have received reports like saying, "Hey, this person is cheating." And then we go and check, and it's like, well, he's not really cheating, or he doesn't all evidence shows that he's not cheating. He just have the good NFTs and he's playing well enough, right? But that should not prevent you from calling things out if you think someone is cheating, because everything informs the way in which we prevent potential cheating later. So just keep informing us, please. We check. So don't think that we don't check. We do. And sometimes we get insight into how people can potentially try to game the system and put patches in. So every little bit helps.
Yeah, it does. The captain made kind of a joke, but it is true. He said, "Oh, you can all laugh at my stupid tweaks after the competition's done." Yeah, that is the kind of thing we can see. Like if you place a building and then how long it is till you remove it, that kind of stuff. So we don't share anybody's strategy, outside our team, but we do have that sort of capability. So it's kind of fun. Yeah, other than that, there's crafting. Some of our crafts are going to require 5 ingredients, or some of them do. And the UI was only showing 4. Whoops! So that's been fixed. And then real quick, just talk about what some people see as like kind of invisible tech. Things that are just behind the scenes. On our Godot side, we continue to improve our networking. What this means is if you're on a not awesome network connection, or there's a lot of turbulence or even disconnects, that's been improved a bit, making the client and server talk a little more resilient. And there's a lot of large movements in the back end. You guys know, like guilds, we talk about that every week. Daily challenges, which answers the win earning. A lot of progress being made there, and server scaling as well. And probably the last thing that will make everybody happy as soon as we go live with it, not today, but in progress, is faster deploy cycles. So, you guys know when we do maintenance and we release a new version, it's, somewhere between like 5 and sometimes up to 20 minutes before the servers are back up. And we know that's not an awesome experience, so we're working on that. And that is our fixes and features.
Yeah, and also the interesting thing, before we move on, is that this team that we have here is really good. Back end team, front end team, live ops team, inside the Common Ground Pro team, and I think that the plan is also to benefit Gala as a whole. When we do this improved tech for this game, we also intend to pitch it to other projects that are in the works. So hopefully, next thing that comes out doesn't have the issues that we've seen with long deployment times and stuff like that. So the work being done here will probably benefit all other games in Gala in the near future. So I think that's pretty cool. Let's see, Miss Farmer Michelle, do we have any info on what's going up next for the game?
Yeah, there's 2 new crafts coming into the game this week.
They're entering the building.
Yeah, they are. We've got the one that I put up half of a picture of on Leaky Wednesday that everybody kept trying to guess what was. It's not a snowblow. I think a lot of people thought it was a snowblower or like a snowplow because I cut off the bottom half of it. It's not. It's just a toy tractor. Some people did guess it properly. So we've got that as a I've lost my Notion page because I have too much open. There it is. So the ingredients for the toy tractor are, where is it? Too many windows, sorry. The toy tractor is oh my goodness. You wouldn't believe how many windows I've opened. It's absolutely unbelievable. There it is. I found it. It's 4 oak, 1 iron, 3 chromium, 2 glue, and a copper. It's going to be made in the North Pole Creation Lab, and it's stored in the warehouse. The craft timer for that is 140 seconds. The standard values for that are 2,369 stars and $49,250 in-game cash. And the snow globe is 2 ice blocks, 2 silver, 1 molten glass, 1 toy tractor, and a light. And that is made in the Santa's factory. I will post that information in text format right now, right here in the chat. And that's what we've got for new content coming into the game this week.
So a snow globe and a toy tractor that goes in it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
There it
Of
is.
course, we have a little bit more coming out. You probably know what it is, but we'll get to that in a second. So first of all, so you have an idea of what content is coming out, and with Vulcron's information, you know what features and fixes are coming out. So a lot of things going into the game every week. As you know, we have releases Friday, sometimes other times in the week, but Friday is the time that we change the meta. So expect an update later today. Why don't we move on to Q&A?
Let's do that. Let me get the questions up here. The first question I have here on our list says, when can we purchase common ground items using our Gala chain Gala on the store?
Okay, so this is a question that we heard a lot in the forum. The answer is that you can purchase Gala chain common ground NFTs using Gala chain Gala, right? That means that every new item that's coming out, you can use Gala chain Gala. Now the question is, why can't we use it in the old ETH common ground world NFTs? Is that correct, Farmer Mitchell?
Yeah, there was a lot of that question in the forum as well.
Okay, so I don't have a good answer right now, but I'm looking into it. So I'm asking around, like, is there any technical reason? I know that you would still need to pay the ETH gas prices, right, for that. So I'm not sure if it's a logistical issue or whatever, but we're asking around. So when we have a question, an answer to that, we'll let you know. For now, for every single new NFT that comes out, you can use the Galaxy Gala. Um, let's see. What's our next question?
Oh, next question
Farmer Michelle?
says, yep, sorry. Since you are always selling meta-specific NFTs, can you develop NFTs specifically for rush strategies?
Okay, so I just want to counter that notion. Right, so since you're always selling meta-specific NFTs, we don't. We actually have done tons of general purpose NFTs. So look at the both Hanks, right? Hank Jr. More recently, we have the turkey statue, and spoilers, there's a giant Christmas tree coming out soon that will also have more general utility. So at least once or twice a month, we're trying to do non-meta specific NFTs, something that is general purpose, that is useful all around. Um, so that's my part of the answer, at least, that we do general purpose NFTs regularly. Fire Michelle, you want to elaborate?
Oh yeah, I just would have like a follow-up question to everybody out there wondering what specifically you mean by rush rush NFTs. Like I know what a rush NFT is, but what is it that you're looking for? I feel like most of the basic strategies for rushes have NFTs already. And we have sold some that can be used for rush NFTs, like the green forges, for example. That's pretty much a rush NFT. If you plop it down pretty early, it's really easy to start like mining silver ore, and then you can turn it right into silver. Same with gold. So I would consider the green forge a rush strategy NFT. The spooky windmills, those are rush strategy NFTs. You can jump right into, using windmills. The bakery, even if you've got like a fancy cow or anything, you can get a bakery NFT and you can go right into butter. The same with the sheep barn NFTs. You can sell wool right away without having to buy any sheep barns in the game because you've got them as NFTs. So those are rush strategy NFTs. So if there's other ones that you want, let us know and we'll look into it.
Yeah, to whoever asked this question, would like to know, what are you looking for? Like what are we not? What opportunity is there for a new NFT that is not out there from our game? So, is there something specific that you're looking for? Let us know. So the more information we get, the more interesting NFTs that we can provide for you guys. But yeah, let us know, and also expect both meta-specific and general-purpose NFTs to come out regularly every month. Let's see. Is there a next question?
Next question I have says, can the test server be kept running up until competition day? Please extend it by 20 hours. Last week, the few extra hours, it was enabled again, and it was great.
So I think that we can definitely do that. Now, the issue or the main reason that I leave that gap is that sometimes we need to push an update before the actual competition starts on Tuesdays. And we know that we have a deployment time issue that sometimes it takes long for some people to get back in. So that would kind of mess up the end of your test competition. If you don't mind, we can extend the test competition right up to when the actual competition starts. But I would like to hear from you guys what you guys think. Is it something that you would like to see? All test competitions would run in that case from Saturday to Tuesday, and the second it ends, the actual competition would start. Is that something I would like to see? Are there any comments on this?
Seems like everybody's talking about the leaderboard.
Is there anything? We haven't touched the leaderboard at all. So what's the issue with the leaderboard?
I mean, the same thing happens every week. A lot of people come back from offline play at the end of the event, which is happening right now pretty soon here. We got like a half an hour left. So a lot of people's ranks haven't been going up or down at all for, a day or two even. And now they're coming back online. So people's ranks are jumping around. And a lot of people think it's unbelievable that their ranks are moving because people are coming back online.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's got to be people coming back. Also, there are people who sometimes move their NFTs out while while they're out, right? And move to another account or something like that, and we take those out. So that could also affect the performance of your town offline. But yeah, there are moving pieces. As far as we can see, the delivery should be correct. But of course, we'll keep investigating, and if you have specific data, we can take a look. I think that regarding the test competition, I see people saying extended. So, okay, we can make that happen starting this week, potentially. So the competition starting tomorrow, this competition will run until Tuesday. So you will get an extra 24 hours to check whatever you want to check there. The 3-pick NAM3 saying extended, but for like 20 hours, not 24. Why? Why 20 and not 24? What's the logic there? I genuinely want to know. Epic name. Anything to say? Why 20? Okay, well, we wait for him to say something. Let's see. Is there any next question, Michelle?
The next question I have says, my question is regarding to the fee for withdrawing from the game, the Gala network, Gala chain fees. And I think that what they're referring to there are the fees for like minting things from Gala chain to Ethereum. And even though those may be Gala fees, they're based on the ETH network fees. There was a global announcement about it, and Bitbender talked about it quite a bit. So they are based on the Ethereum network fees, which we have no control over at all. It's not our network. We don't set those fees. But we do have to pay the Ethereum fees when you do a transaction that involves the Ethereum network. Even if you're paying for it in Gala, we still have to pay the Ethereum fee for it. So they have to be around the same to make up the difference. So they're based on Ethereum network fees, which again we have no control over.
Okay. So that's the explanation to that. We have a bunch of other questions, so let's move ahead and go through them. Next one says, can you add to the rate monitor some other KPIs? Example, having an option to maybe have the time that it's taking a group of loggers picking up lumber or wood, or average time that a windmill group of workers is taking to deliver sugar. Basically, this is a feature request. Bullcorn, do you have anything to say here?
Yeah, I'd like to hear more ideas from everybody about how you think that would work out. If you want to see rates, it seems really, really multi-dimensional to me. Like, especially in a full town. Like, I don't know that that would give you what you're wanting. But we did have a request come in yesterday for a debug feature that actually would be really useful, maybe for players as well. I'm going to paste a mock-up here in chat real quick. So this would be kind of an info panel when you click on a tile, and it would maybe pop up on the right. You'd be able to control whether or not you see it. And it would let you know where the proximity effects, any buffs and things like that, maybe skins applied, whatever, on that particular tile that you clicked on. So let me know if you would use that. I think it would be good for new players as well. Like when we click on an area and you're like, why is this salty? It's like, oh, it's from the super tile, or it's from this or that. So yeah, any feedback on that would be good. Some players love to give us like mock-ups, even drawings, things like that, for what features they would like. Those are very helpful. And then one thing Farmer Michelle and the team we were talking about yesterday is expanding the production monitor, adding some columns on the right that would show traded items, not just lost and harvested. So that would be neat. Yeah, so keep those ideas coming. We love to hear them. Yeah, dubstep, I agree. Do need to make things easier to understand for newbies.
Okay, let's move to the next one. In a heavy windmill meta like candy canes, can you put a sign switch or something that tells you if a windmill is on or off and what is producing at that moment? That will make it so much easier for the players. So this sounds like a interesting optional thing for someone to be able to switch on or off. What do you think about? What do you guys think about this? So it would be like, the issue we have with these kind of features is that the screen is crowded as it is, right? So that's why I would prefer that to be something that you can toggle on or off, maybe with a hotkey. But yeah, it would be something like on top of each building, there will be like an icon and an image of what they're crafting. That's why we get really crowded. What do you guys think? Is that something that you would like to see? Any comments, guys? Information on top of units or buildings producing something, whether on and off, and what they are producing.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I definitely think it would be super cool.
Redfox is saying sounds good. Shanrati 2. Okay. So I think that's something that it's doable. We have a bunch of other priorities, as you know. We have priorities regarding chain mostly, and nodes. So guilds, apparel NFTs, those are our priority. But we can probably sneak in more features in the roadmap. Let's see. Next question: Can you the game easier as far as deleting things from the grid? For example, highlighting a few buildings, trees, or any other options, and then deleting them at the same time. That will save so much time. So this is actually way harder than you may think. Selecting a bunch of stuff and deleting them or manipulating them in some way, and it also opens a big can of worms. So sadly, for now, we have to make do without multi-select, as we have other priorities. So for now, I would say a no for multi-select and multi-deleting, because it would just take too long, and we have other things that we need to work on that have more that are more interesting to the community. Next question: When are you gonna fix the pathing issue? Bullcrun, you're the lead engineer. Any comments here?
Yeah, there's well, I don't want to blame the engine, but in this case, it actually is an engine. But we rely on Godot's pathfinding, so it's a bug in that engine. We've talked about circumventing that or just fixing it for the Godot team, and those are up in the air. So right now, it's not prioritized because the pathing is working consistently, even when there are bugs. At least those bugs are consistent. So
Hmm.
yeah, sorry guys, not this week.
So just to recap, we have some pathing issues, which are not all the time, right? It's every so often we get that a pathing bug, but that's a problem of the engine, not the game. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll do everything we can to see if we can get the engine to fix it, but if not, we'll decide what to do. Next question. I want to see if it's possible to increase the capacity, number of materials carried by a crane bot. Because it is a crane, it could carry two items at the same time, not one. That's solid logic right there. Basically, it's the same as having a worker but faster. It should carry more materials than a worker. Can this be done? So we are actually looking into this as a potential feature for new units, buildings, and NFTs. So we can't really change old NFTs. You know, the policy, we can't have the policy of going back and completely changing things that were sold a long time ago for different reasons, right? You don't want it to get worse, for example, right? So, but we can have, for example, an upgradable NFT that carries one craft, and when it hits level 5, it can now carry two crafts. So I think that this is actually not that complicated. We have one engineer checking on it. Like, can we have a special wheat field that produces two wheat instead of one? And can we have a worker that can carry those two wheats instead of one? Um, is that correct, Fulcrum? We have someone checking that, right?
Yeah, he's already looked at a proof of concept.
Okay, so I would be interested in doing something like that, like saying, "Hey, so you have this farmer, and he can carry one crop from you know from something, and then when he hits a certain level, then he can carry two. So that would be very interesting because you can have actual improvement on your units, and if they're NFTs, then you can sell them off, right? You can say, "Hey, I'm selling this guy. He carries two things instead of one, right? That's why it's more expensive or whatever." That's something that we're actively looking at. Let's see. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Um, so what do you guys think about that? Let us know. That's an actual question that came in. So I'm not sure. That's not a saying in Spanish, so I'm not sure how that would translate. Let's see.
I'm sure it's
Live
not as
Q&A.
big of a tongue twister in other languages.
Probably not. We have our own, of course. We have our own that would make any sense to you guys in English. Live Q&A. Any movement on regular offline fast forward? I think that you mentioned Fulcrum, but we have a ton of backend work to make that happen in the near future.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a it's a back end thing basically. We right now, because there've been like 5 questions during the AMA so far. How does it work? Whatever. Anytime your town saves, the leaderboard is updated. And fast forward when it's done fully, does a town save? So what would happen is if we did regular fast forward updates, let's say every once an hour for all the towns that were in the competition that were offline, then you would see the leaderboard update every hour, including the people who were offline at that time. So yeah, it's an important step. It's just relies on some back-end tech that we're working on.
Okay, I see another question is regarding core change leaks. Farmer Mitchell, any info here?
Yeah, I can do that now. It's in the leak section down at the end, but I can certainly jump into that now if we want.
Oh no, if it's in the leak section, then we can wait a second more. Let's see a couple more live Q&A. So Nacho G is saying, is there any intention of allowing us to have more than one casual towns at the same time that can allow us to try different strategies, and also for when P2E comes back, we can have one town for that. So P2E will probably happen in casual mode. So right now you have casual mode with the current meta always, right? That's always available. And we have one test competition running Saturday to Monday, and we said today that we can extend that to Tuesday. So we can have test competitions running from Saturday to Tuesdays from now on. Like, how much more do you need? Like, is it something that we need to do? Like, I don't know. Like, we can have test competition 1, test competition 2 available. Would that be enough? What are you guys looking for? Because right now you have, as I said before, the test competition and casual mode. Any comments, guys?
You asking us or Discord?
I'm asking everybody, like, what does the team think? Because for us, it's not too hard to add a test competition.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
I think a lot of
Yeah, that
players
would
are
be
used to
interesting.
having a bunch of towns because on Play Canvas, everyone had, 4 or 5 towns at one time, so they could just jump back and forth to see differences between different towns. Like they had one set up one way and one set up another way. They could run one for an hour, see what it did, and then look at the other one, which was totally different, see what it did for that hour, and then compare it to make changes. Where that's not as easy now with only having one casual town available to play with. You'd have to destroy your whole town and rebuild it to test something different.
Yeah. Can I do a little spoiler here, just based on game design talks we've had like 4 or 5 months ago, maybe more recently? One thought was, in some cases, allow people to save and load their town, so you could experiment in casual mode, and there would be all sorts of caveats around that, but that would be another way to do it. Maybe even sharing that save with people. So the answer is not always more buttons on the main menu. Sometimes it's other things, like you're 2 hours into your test town and you're like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna try something and I wish I could rewind time to this moment. Well, maybe a save would do that as well. So there's other things Musashi and all our game design awesome people come up with that we're not always talking about, but it's interesting.
Okay. Thanks, Bullrun. Let's see. People who are practicing multiple designs. I think that we can maybe try it out. Like, have two. Let's see. We have Snow Globe meta coming up, right? If I remember, Joe.
Yes.
So is it would it be fine to have Snow Globe Test 1 and Snow Globe Test 2? Starting
Yeah,
tomorrow,
sure.
Saturday, and ending Tuesday? Would that be
Then
enough?
people can have more than one.
Yeah, and casual, casual is available. Okay, we can potentially make that happen. It's not too complicated. Okay, so let's see if we can get that in. I'll talk to our trusty game designer, Moopsy. Moopsy, is that right?
Wild Moopsy, but yes.
Wild Moopsy, yes. Okay, and before I move on, epic name to say, by the way, you missed my answer. Make it 20 hours so you can still have your time for update before competition. I think that we can leave it to 24 hours. Like, it will end right as the actual competition starts, with the caveat, of course, that you guys will know that that could get your test could get interrupted by an update. So playing that last 24 hours is under your own risk. Let's see. Got it. So we'll do that. 2 test competitions in casual mode and extend it to 3 days instead of 2. Okay. I'll talk to the person in charge. Are we missing any other questions? We're a little late. Maybe fix a short key for demolition that can't be too hard. What does that mean? Remas. I see a comment. Fix a short key for demolition. Like have a short key. A key for removing. Is that it?
Yes. I know there were a lot of scripts before on the old version that you could just hit like the delete key once you clicked on a tile if you wanted to remove like a tree farm or something. And it would pop up with a remove screen instead of having to click remove.
I see. Well, we have a bunch of hotkeys. Is that doable, Volcrum?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
Is it too hard?
No. Although it is fun to look at player activity when we're looking at towns and see how quickly they're clicking. Some of you guys are really fast, like 1 delete per second. But yeah, it wouldn't be too hard.
Okay, can you note it down in our backlog?
Absolutely.
Okay. So see, that's not too hard, right? You guys say, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And we say, "Well, we'll check it out." And then sometimes we do it. For example, the abandoned town from the main menu. You know, that was a request from you guys and Farmer Michelle, who was deleting towns manually, and now it's available for everybody. And I think it's working really great. So little by little, we are improving the game every week. Let's see. What sale do we have coming up, Farmer Michelle?
The next sale we have is a Monumental Snowman. It is a legendary NFT. It's a stunning snowman. He is beautiful. His utility is going to be 1 tile radius of cold that will stack with itself and with other cold producing buildings and NFTs like the whatever they are, the other Christmas themed NFTs that produce cold. So that cold will stack with those. It also gives a 40% craft time reduction for the Santa's Factory and for the North Pole Creation Lab. That's a 40% craft time reduction. That does not stack with itself. So that is just one. You put the 1 down, and all of your Santa's Factories and North Pole Creation Labs across your town will get the 40% craft time reduction. It also gives a 20% speed boost to Professor Skid. He works in the Wizard's Workshop. He's that other little snowman, our snowman's little friend who skids around in your towns. So he will be 20% faster. That utility does also not stack with itself. So it'll just be if you have 2 monumental snowmans for some reason, you'll still only get 20% speed boost and the 40% craft speed boost.
Okay, so the Monumental Snowman, do we have information on how many and the price?
The price is $350 as far as I know. Yes, and the supply is $250. And that'll be on sale today. I see it was already accidentally on sale earlier today.
It was accidentally on, but it did not. It was not working, right? So we turned it off and we're fixing it, but it will be available later today. So with the snowman, very important. Will it help you with your snow globes? My guess is yes. Let's see. Then leaks. I have something to put here in Discord, and Mr. Paul, maybe you can put it there in the YouTubes. Let's see. That's the a little leak. So, Farmer Mitchell, do you know what this is? Or really?
What is that? It's beautiful. Who made that?
That's of course Wild Gent.
So pretty.
Okay, so that is the icon or the asset for the Common Ground World Node NFT, right? So that's actually already it's been minted in testing. So this is coming actually sooner than I expected. We have that's not our team, of course. It's the Node team that is working on that. But expect that at some point in the near future, your licenses will be disabled. Your Common Ground World licenses will be disabled, and you will get a NFT that will represent that old license. So that's already in testing. So that's why I'm thinking that it will come out hopefully very soon, a couple of weeks, I hope. So that's pretty interesting, pretty cool, and yeah, that's coming. Let's see what else. Do we have next competition leaks, Farmer Michelle?
Yes, people just keep asking me, guys. We do this every week. It's always at the very end of the town hall where we discuss all the things about next week's competition. So just be patient. You'll get all that information. It always comes at the end. Let me post you all of those permanent craft changes that you keep asking for. I get them in a nice format so they're easy to see. Here they are. All right, are we ready? I think we are. There are those. Salmon nigiri. The salmon is changing, so it's going to go from having 1 salmon to 2 salmon needed to craft it. White rice is going to need 4 rice husk instead of 2 rice husk. Magic powder will now need 3 brine and 3 strawberries instead of 2 brine and 2 strawberries. Pumpkins are remaining the same. The fish chum is going to need an extra seaweed, so it's going from 2 shrimp and 1 seaweed to 2 shrimp and 2 seaweed. Chocolate bars are going to require more cocoa, so 5 cocoa instead of 3 cocoa. And boom canes are going to need 1 less candy cane, but 3 more magic powder. So it's going from 2 magic powder, a mystic matter, and 2 candy canes to 5 magic powder, 1 mystic matter, and 1 candy cane. Those are the permanent craft changes for this week as we continue to strive to find balance among all the other crafts. And yes, salmon is changing again. I don't know if you guys have looked at the craft data for like the fishing meta, but what it seems like on our side is that the fishing stuff was introduced to the game at a boosted value because it was new and then never brought back down. So things like wasabi, for example, or like, you know, fish chum, they aren't level with other things at their same tier level as they should be. So we're just trying to level it all back out. So that's what you guys have been asking for, so that's what we're doing.
Okay, so there's a continuous effort for balancing out the crafts. What about the new competition?
So the competition this week again is snow globes. We've already posted what the requirements for those are. There are some other permanent changes to star values, which will be in the announcement. Sugar cash is returning to standard value. So are candy cane stars. So those won't be boosted. The cash boosts this week are ice blocks and copper. And of course, snow globes will be star boosted at 100,000 stars. The biome is forest north. The edges are North Mountain, East Forest, South. Ready to go in the announcement channel. So you'll see the starter town there. What did I miss? It's going to be 20-second trade time for standard vehicles and 1 gas. And I think that is everything. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the information on the competition. We have the Common Ground World Node NFT asset there that's coming sooner than I expected, at least. So that's good. We have a bunch of other information available. Farmer Michelle will provide a recap soon. We're already past the time, a couple of minutes, so I don't know if we have time for a last question. Let's see. Let's see. Dapster Rose saying no NFT reward. NFT rewards are coming back soon, right? Not for this competition, but um, uh, near future
NFT
competition,
rewards
right?
are the 3rd week of every month.
Right. Okay. So let's see what else. If there's nothing more, I think that we can call it for today. Remember that the update will be out soon. I will add a second test competition and extend both test competitions an extra day. Thanks for the feedback, guys. And remember that the Monumental Sonoma will be available also later today. It will be pretty cool, and it will be very useful for the snow globe. So please check that out. And remember that we have the forms if you want to reach out to us. And there's always Farmer Michelle. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody on stage.
Thanks.
And have a
Thank
good
you.
weekend.
Take care.
Thanks, you too.
You too. Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.